Well done, Bobby Kotick. Well done. You won! Look at him go, golden parachuting away from a company that he's allowed to rot to its core, soaring over countless abused members of staff and landing in yet another massive pile of money. Go you! You won't even have to buy out PC Gamer and Kotaku to change the public narrative like you had planned. Enjoy your unbelievable wealth until you're old and grey, and if I was you, I'd start checking that St. Peter accepts bribes. Yeah, Microsoft brought Activision / Blizzard / King for $69 billion, blowing last week's record-breaking $13 billion takeover of Zynga by Take-Two out of the water. 69 billion though. 690,000,000,000,000. To put a ludicrous value such as $69 billion into context, imagine this. Every single person in Dallas, Texas gets together and decides to buy Activision Blizzard. That's 1.3 million people, the 9th largest city in all of America. Now, if all of them earn the average Texas wage of $49,720 a year and they took all of that money, didn't pay any tax or spend a penny anywhere else for a whole year and dumped it into a big pile, they would still be $5 billion short. 1.3 million people in a year can't generate $69 billion. It is an obscene amount of money. Imagine if Microsoft had invested that cash into new talent and IPs instead of punting for achingly tired franchises. With $69 billion, you could make a game with the same scope and supreme gorgeousness of Horizon Zero Dawn 1,352 times. You'd run out of people who could actually make games at that level before you could run out of money. But no, PlayStation mascot Crash Bandicoot is now a Microsoft exclusive. Halo is their second biggest shooter franchise after COD, and Candy Crush is going to come pre-installed on every damn version of Windows from now on. Oh wait, it already is. You know, I don't mind these bigger lads striking deals with smaller companies. It tends to mitigate risk for creative types while diversifying the gaming library of the console, which is why an indie signing up for a year of Epic exclusivity will never bother me. But this, monoliths buying monoliths, is never great for the consumer. Look at the internet, which is about 6 websites now, all of which fall apart if AWS is having a bad day. Disney own about 230% of all known movie and TV franchises, and every third thing you pick up at the supermarket is made by a company that's owned by a company that's owned by Nestle, Coca-Cola, or Nestle again. This industry money slinging is really getting on my wick, can you tell? But is all that about to change? This week, Reddit's co-founder Alexis Ohanian said that play-to-earn crypto games, where you somehow make money from playing them, will be 90% of all video games in 5 years' time, or roughly when the next GTA comes out. So, is this gonna be the big change? No, of course not. He's a fucking idiot. 90% of people will not play a game unless they are being properly valued for that time. In 5 years, you will actually value your time properly, and instead of being harvested for advertisements or fleeced for dollars to buy stupid hammers you don't actually own, you will be playing some on-chain equivalent game that will be just as fun, but you'll actually earn value and you will be the harvester. I don't want to be a shit restaurant. But that begs the question, of course. What are you harvesting? Where is this magic money coming from? Well, let's take a look at a game called Axie Infinity, and it's exactly like this Git explained, where you make money from playing a crap turn-based RPG thing. Apparently 2 million people play it, so how do we get started? To get started, you first need to purchase 3 Axies to complete your starter team. As of writing, this means you need to have at least $500 to $600, or thrice the price of the lowest Axie, to start playing. But remember, that's only the minimum, as Axies with good stats and cards usually cost more. Okay, so let me get this straight. At the top, you've got a few people who own the game, who I presume skim a bit of cash somewhere, probably off of every transaction. Then you've got a slightly larger group of early niche adopters who make a fair bit of money from games like this. Then you have the much bigger early mainstream lot who will, if they're lucky, break even. And then the largest group, the rest, who will lose. Why does this shape seem familiar? Here's a question. What happens when new players stop adding money to the system? I'll tell you, it collapses, and the ones who got off good just scarper off into the night. But don't worry, because rather than just a price point, it's much better to look at your Axie NFT purchase as an investment. Don't worry, everybody. Sure, you've spent $600 on 3 pictures of shite cartoon fish, but you didn't piss that money up the wall. It's an investment. It has value. Like Beanie Babies. That's what NFTs are. Beanie Babies that aren't even real. And of course Alexis Ohanian is fucking into these. He's at the top of the pyramid. Oh, and on the topic of NFTs, some cunt turned me and a whole bunch of other YouTubers into them this week. Thank you, Werewolf01 over on Twitter, for the hat tip. I don't care. The Eurogamer article called me a victim, and I cannot stress this enough, nothing has happened. Some sad fuck stole my logo off of Google Images, ruined the environment a little bit, turning it into a slightly gaudier image, and that's it. I don't even have to chase it up because this dickhead also made NFTs of Disney images, so I assume some ion cannon somewhere is being aimed directly at his house as we speak. With NFTs, and good God, I can't wait to stop talking about these fucking things, any cunt can make one. In fact, you can make an NFT of the exact same image. The sheer amount of electricity used will kill a squirrel, yes, but you can do that. The version of my logo on Google Images and the NFT of my logo have the exact same value. Fuck all! If you want to buy something with a value of fuck all for not fuck all, I don't think that's my problem. That's yours. You're an idiot. Wake me up when someone steals my logo and puts it on something with real value, like a cheap mug or a t-shirt. I will accept Nerf guns as an apology. You know, a word that has been flung out a lot today, like Boris from number 10, is value. Remember that line from earlier? In 5 years you will actually value your time properly? Playing a game to earn a pittance isn't valuing my time. A job that makes nothing, accomplishes nothing other than to move money around is the exact opposite of valuing time. It's the exact opposite of value. All it does is take. How is that a valuable way to spend anyone's time? I mean, every clear night, I am out on my patio watching the stars. You know, you can see a few shooting stars an hour on a regular night. It's always magical, always exciting, and I've been watching them for decades. Is this me valuing my time properly? You're goddamn right it is. I get to watch a live demonstration of the gas shell that protects this world, setting fire to a rock, travelling at 30,000 miles an hour, 60 miles above my head. It lasted a fraction of a second. I waited 30 minutes for it. And it was so fucking worth it. It wouldn't have higher value if I was paid for each one that I saw, if I got a certificate saying I was the only one to see it. Gaming feels like it's on a bit of a tipping point here as it welcomes scammers and Ponzi schemes with open arms. If too many of these pricks get in, then it's over. I've always wondered if the gaming industry could crash again, and I guess we're gonna find out. Fun! Right! I'm done being miserable. Let's give you a recommendation of a fucking excellent game that came out this week. Nobody Saves the World is the next game by Drinkbox, then what made Guacamelee and that amazing Vita game about a blob. This time around, they've made a top-down ARPG, you know, like Diablo, but without... with arguably the best class system in the genre. Do you want to play as a bodybuilder with twitching biceps, a ghost who can spook enemies, or just an egg? Well, you can. You can also play as a stage magician yanking rabbits out of a hat, which is so fucking funny to me in a fantasy world where magic is actually real. You can also mix and match abilities between classes, so give the stage magician a mermaid's tail to slap enemies about with. Give a horse A bow and arrow. Give a slug every speed power-up you can find and beat a dungeon in record time. Brilliantly, and what I think sets this game apart is these silly combinations aren't just there to be silly, they're actually useful. With some clever use of enemy types, you'll always be gluing several impossible characters together to beat dungeons, complete silly personal quests, or to solve puzzles with damn smart solutions. It's light, silly, clever in surprising ways, and stunning to boot. A great start to the year. Right. That's all from me. I'm off to go find out if Bobby Kotick is actually my dad's evil twin who grew up in the loft. Bye. Don't worry, everybody. Sure, you spent $600 on 3 pictures of cartoon fucking fish. I can't stop laughing because it's so horrible. And real. This isn't like a shit episode of Black Mirror. This is real.